Does racially profiling people make communities safer?
No.
Jasmine Crockett thought she was delivering a knockout argument against ICE. Instead, what happened next exposed the massive divide in Washington over immigration, crime, and public safety. Crockett argued that sanctuary cities are safer, accused the Trump administration of treating immigrants as the enemy, and blasted ICE enforcement. But then Congressman Wesley fired back with a completely different message. He accused Democrats of creating a constitutional crisis, protecting sanctuary policies and putting politics ahead of public safety. The exchange quickly turned into a heated clash over one question. Are tougher immigration policies making America safer, or are they making the problem worse? Watch what happened.
Does racially profiling people make communities safer?
No.
And yes or no, does ICE forcing state or local law enforcement to detain people make communities safer?
No.
In fact, a report for the American Immigration Council found that cities that didn't enforce ICE detainers have 35.5% lower crime rates, 2.3% lower poverty rates, and rely less on public assistance, including 4.9% less for children under 18. And I do want to be clear right now, ICE is trying to work with the IRS because we actually take in billions of dollars because of immigrants in this country, and now they're gonna try to get them out. And I'm gonna tell you that the biggest issue that we have, I really don't think this should be a partisan issue, so I'm going to agree with my Republican colleagues. I think that we all should want to be safe in our communities. The problem that we have is that we have an incompetent administration, that everything that they touch turns to shit. Because what they do is they take a wide sweeping brush and they have decided that the enemy is now going to be immigrants instead of taking a scalpel. That's all we're asking, is to be exact in what you're doing instead of taking a sledgehammer to everything. Thank you, and I will yield.
Mr. Hunt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Democrats keep using the phrase constitutional crisis, but the real constitutional crisis is sanctuary city mayors, DAs, and judges who are defying federal law and preventing the president from doing the job that he was elected to do by the American people. It is the job of the federal government to keep Americans safe. When violent gangs are taking over American cities like Chicago, that is an invading army. When you can't live peacefully in an apartment in Colorado, that is also an invading army. No judge, DA, or liberal mayor should be able to usurp the power of our commander-in-chief, who was elected by 77 million Americans, and now the Supreme Court agrees. Since the Democrats do not like the result of the election, you would think that they will be focusing on the midterms coming up, but instead they are engaging in a judicial coup d'etat. The reason they are not focused on the midterms is because they are not confident that they could take back control of the House of Representatives, because they have no leader and they have no valid message. The Democrat Party has a 21% approval rating with voters in this country. And why? Because their only message is Trump is bad. This question must be asked: does the Democrat Party hate President Trump more than they love our country and more than they love the safety of my fellow Americans? Trump derangement syndrome is real. It's a real thing. And sanctuary policies are harming my fellow Americans, as my witnesses have testified here today. This U.S. congressman is tired of seeing mothers, daughters, and wives of Americans raped, maimed, and murdered by Trinde Aragua and MS-13 and other violent criminals that have snuck across the border to destroy this great nation. All of us should support ICE raids, the hard work of Tom Homan, Customs and Border Protection, and the policies of our duly elected Commander-in-Chief. Ms. Carter-Walters, you've been black for a pretty long time, right?
Yes.
So me too. I mean, I've been black for my entire life, so just want to acknowledge that. So by basically what you're saying, do you view yourself as a different American, or do you just care about the safety of our community? Are you a racist for feeling this way?
No.
Thank you very much. And Sheriff Wagner, thank you so much for your service. I really appreciate all you've done for this great country. You've been a hostage negotiator, detective, a patrol sergeant, and sheriff. Your accolades are unbelievable. My question for you is this: what are the Democrats in your state doing to prevent you from doing your job? And do you expect more of this, or are you not allowed to enforce the law?
It's come down to I'm not allowed to or else. And that's really what we're faced with. We have an attorney general that is going by his marching orders, whatever you want to call it, and coming after our little agency to serve as a message to the rest of the state of Washington. And if you look behind me, that's why these sheriffs are here today. They all feel the heat. They feel the situation is bearing down on us. We're only 39 sheriffs in our state, and our state needs sheriffs, believe it or not. But they keep trying the attack constantly.
Thank you. And along with, as somebody that has worn the uniform, I understand the importance of leadership, and it starts at the top. Thank you so much for what you've done for our great nation.
This hearing revealed two completely different visions for America. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett argued that aggressive immigration enforcement is hurting communities. She cited studies claiming that cities refusing ICE detainers have lower crime rates and lower poverty rates. She criticized the Trump administration for using what she called a sledgehammer approach instead of targeting specific criminals. According to Crockett, immigration enforcement has become too broad, and she argued that immigrants contribute billions of dollars to the American economy. Her message was clear: public safety should not come at the expense of entire communities. But Congressman Wesley Hunt wasn't buying it. Hunt argued that the real constitutional crisis isn't President Trump enforcing immigration law. He said the crisis comes from sanctuary city mayors, district attorneys, and judges who refuse to cooperate with federal authorities. Hunt pointed directly to violent gangs like Tren de Aragua and MS-13, arguing that Americans have paid the price for weak enforcement. He accused Democrats of focusing more on opposing Trump than protecting citizens from dangerous criminals. Then, Hunt delivered one of the most memorable moments of the hearing. Turning to witness Carter Walters, Hunt asked whether caring about public safety made someone racist. Walters answered with a simple no. Hunt's point was straightforward. Wanting secure borders and safer neighborhoods doesn't make someone anti-immigrant. It makes them concerned about protecting their communities. The hearing ended with testimony from Washington State Sheriff Bob Songer, who claimed state officials are making it harder for local law enforcement to do their jobs. According to the sheriff, many officers feel pressured not to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. In the end, this wasn't just another immigration hearing. It exposed a deeper debate dividing the country. Should immigration enforcement be expanded to prioritize public safety, or should it be limited to protect immigrant communities? That's the question Americans are still debating today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Who won this exchange, Jasmine Crockett or Wesley Hunt?